This is Pat Iyer with Writing to Get Business podcast. I have with me today Regina Bergman, who is a profit accelerator strategist and a person who helps you position your company for sales and the end sales for your exit strategy. Regina has written a couple of books, which we talked about in this podcast. Regina, what were some of the things that we touched on in your podcast?
Thank you, Pat. This has been a fun podcast. I've enjoyed this very much. We talked about these two books, Bulletproof Your Marriage and How to Mourn with Those That Mourn. And the reason they both came into being and the passion that caused me to create these two books. One being to save marriages and families and create a generational positive impact on families, because we know that what our children grow up with is what they learn and what they go repeat. So let's give them a happy, successful family life to repeat instead of a broken family life. And we also talked about how to mourn with those that mourn and the grief process a bit, and the purpose of that book to get us through to the other side of grief, or to help someone else get through to the other side of grief.
Be sure to click on down to listen to Regina Bergman's podcast. It's a moving one. Regina and I both cried, and you'll find out why we cried by listening to her podcast or watching it on our YouTube channel. Be sure to catch Regina Bergman's podcast for Writing to Get Business. Thanks. Thank you, Regina.
Thank you, Pat.